Hey y'all, I am early today. I'm proud, y'all. It's hard out here to be on time, but I'm on time today. Hold on. Let me. I am early and I am trying to get this up and out. So, hey, we got here early. So, I'm going to wait until about 8:30 ish to start. Right now, I'm just sharing the posts. Let me see. I'm going to share this live. Okay. I'm trying to allow some time for people to join us. I'm excited about what we're talking about today. I posted a question on my community tab to ask people, do they think that women and men can successfully be friends after being intimate? And that question was actually inspired by the strawberry letter that me and my husband listened to earlier today on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and we'll talk about that too. But that stemmed from a friends with benefits situation. So right now, I have a total of 11 votes. I have 18% of y'all that said yes, a man and a woman can be friends after being intimate. 36% of y'all said no, and 45% of y'all said it depends. And I put to comment down below if you thought the answer was no. So, two of my answers, one of them says, sometimes you figure out that you two are just not meant to be, but now there may be a child involved, so you have to remain friends in order to co parent if that person is reasonable, of course. Honestly, if children aren't involved, I think it's best not to. Spiritually speaking, you create a soul tie once intimate, and in my opinion, that could possibly affect future relationships. It leaves the door open for more negative things to happen than positive. I think what would be the purpose? Even if you guys were childhood friends, once you get intimate, you are on a whole nother level of friendship now. That's my super long opinion. LOL. Looking forward to the real talk. I'm here. And then I had another response that said, I mean, you can, but why would you want to be their friend after the fact? I'm old fashioned. When we through, we done. Well wishes, but I don't try to kick it with the hee hee ha ha with nobody I used to lay up with. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give it all away at the beginning, but honestly, I feel kind of similar. I feel like once you're intimate with someone that was your friend, it definitely changes the dynamic of the friendship. And the first person's response, where she was talking about if y'all have a child together, y'all may still have to be friends in order to co parent. But I mean, and I can see that. I see people that really do have friendships with their significant other, and they're friends with that person's new girlfriend or wife, and vice versa. And y'all show up to the children's sporting events with the matching T-shirts and stuff, and that's cool. But that is really an example of like y'all being cordial because y'all have to, because y'all have children, not necessarily you being friends because you wanted to save the friendship or the relationship. Most times it doesn't work out that way. And then when she touched on when you have a childhood friend and y'all decide to do it. Hold on a second. Saya, can you please shut the bedroom door? I get it. That's what I meant by leaving it. Hey, how are you, girl? How are you? I don't be trying to get copyrighted up in here with my son's TV and music or whatever he got going on in there, because YouTube is really quick. Okay, DM me. When I get done with this, I might be going to sleep, but I will respond to you. So DM me. I'm using my phone to stream, so I won't be able to respond right now, but I will respond. So hit me up. I don't know. I'm waiting for some more people to join my live because we are supposed to be talking about friends with benefits and gender privileges. It's okay. It all started with this discussion about these friends that ended up being intimate with each other, and long story short, there was a problem that resulted from it, and it was on the Steve Harvey show, the Strawberry Letter. Basically, the guy was writing in for advice this morning, so it made me and my husband think like, okay, we should talk about friends with benefits, and if men and women can be friends after being intimate. Please don't bump the camera. And if women and men have different standards when it comes to relationships, like, are men always conditioned to apologize even when women are wrong? Because basically, like, the example was they were being intimate, they were friends, they had been friends for years. The guy, I think, liked her, but she was always in a relationship.
Hold on, because never mind. Go ahead.
That's Dez. They can't see you, babe.
Well, you on a separate table, so I can't. It's kind of hard to.
Can scoot over. I don't know.
Give me a second.
Oh wait, I can't move it. I don't know. Can scoot cool. Back. It's not cool. They can't see you. That's not.
Hold on.
Oh, you saying it like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, they talking to this part of your face.
But give me a second because I'm trying to find something.
Yeah, I think that after you go, well, to go back to the first question, can you be friends after you have sex with somebody? I don't think it'll work out in the long term because most times once that person is in a new relationship, their significant other is likely not going to be cool with you being friends with somebody that you used to have sex with. Like, I know I wouldn't be. And then if there's children involved and you have to co-parent, then that's something else. I don't want you can read the letter, but don't play it because that would be copyright.
I'm not trying to play it. I'm trying to actually find trying to find the actual full Strawberry Letter. They used to put them online, but I can't find the full letter. It just gives you about half, which is not
You don't have to read the
which is
whole
not
letter.
ideal.
Just to talk about like the inspiration behind why we're talking
So
about it, and they cannot see you, so I'm gonna scoot over, and you scoot over so
so
you're in frame.
basically, what happened is that this guy who had him and one of his close female friends
Hold up, it's
had
dark because the light ain't on.
had been sleeping together for a few months. The for 6 months. The young lady had, I guess, recently been out of a relationship in the last 6 months, and they were close friends. So they started having sex, and one time while they were having sex, she calls out her ex boyfriend's name, and then he was like, well, he didn't pay any attention to it because, hey, mistakes happen. He's enjoying having sex. Um, then it happens again, and he still doesn't say anything because he's like, I'm enjoying myself. I ain't finna sit up here and ruin no good thing. So she does it a third time, and he's like, yo, I'm whatever. I'm not tripping. I'm not finna make this awkward or uncomfortable or whatever. So he doesn't say anything. She decides to text him and ask why he didn't get upset the last time she did it. And he was basically like, well, we were just having casual sex and he didn't really think too much of it. She ends up getting upset and is like, she doesn't want to speak to him anymore because he basically was like, it's just casual sex. So her feelings were hurt. Exactly. That was the first thing I was going to say. So her feelings were hurt. And as her feelings are hurt, she decides that she's going to stop talking to him. Steve Harvey decides to basically was like, oh well, you must have been a vulture, and you basically waited until she was hurting and out of that last relationship, and then you swooped in. Right, that's the second part. You swooped in and basically took advantage of her while she was down. So now you just happy to be friends with benefits. So in her doing that, your mistake was you should have you when she got
She
mad,
playing, that's her fault.
right? She got mad, and then when she got mad, basically he was like he should apologize for kind of belittling how she felt, and it's like nah, you completely bypassed the whole part of she did this 3 times. So the first time might have been a mistake, but fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. By the time you did it the third time, you were looking for a reaction. And when you started looking for the reaction, instead of you apologizing, you waited for the first thing for him to slip up
Hold
and
on,
then flip
babe.
the script.
So wait, to clarify, the guy wrote in.
Yeah, the guy.
It wasn't even the girl that wrote in. This is the guy that wrote in to say that he didn't understand why she stopped talking to him. The girl didn't write in. The girl stopped talking to him. So it's like the girl put the blame on him, but it's almost like Steve also put the blame on him instead of also like understanding where she messed up too. And then on top of that, it made us think like, is this a good example of how there's gender privileges? Like even when women do things that are not right, we still find a reason to blame the man.
Because I was 38 hot.
And let me finish. And like, and the man would have said the woman's name. Like, what would have the
yeah, I guess so.
It's back. Okay, cool. Y'all, YouTube has been acting so stupid lately with my
phone.
Like it'll freeze out of nowhere. Like I'll try to watch other people's other creators and stuff, and it'll do that. So I'm so sorry about that. Hold on, I am back. I had
Dang, I need to go back.
app restart. SMH. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so basically, I feel like it's gonna be so awkward for watch time because it froze, so they're not gonna know like to come. But I think if they join it, at this time, it'll start like right here. and I'll just comment like for people that are watching, hey, it froze around the
Blah blah
18
blah
minute
blah blah
mark.
mark.
So
Yeah.
just like fast forward that part.
Yeah. Let's see if we get anybody back. Well, it says two watching.
Someone just commented.
I did.
Oh,
I just dropped the link in.
they're not gonna probably know
Yeah.
what that is for.
Well, I was gonna explain whenever a few people get back.
They might not come back. Honestly, it's okay though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess
that's
we can wait.
annoying.
Yeah.
The ghetto.
We can start. Wait. We can start.
And people just come on in.
Yeah, we'll wait and then just have folks come back. But like you said, they would have to know that we're back, and there's no way to do that. Or does it notify you that somebody went back live, or do you have to? Oh, somebody else just joined in. It says what 3 watching now, so it's got to be somebody else, not just us.
Say hey if you're here. And give us a thumbs up, please. Yeah, it looks like it's just me and you for now.
It says 4 watching. Oh, now it's saying 2 again.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
If that is correct.
As soon as you start getting into a good part of the conversation,
I don't know if I should like cancel and go live again.
I think you should.
Oh, you're
Oh,
not
never mind.
late. You're not late, Miss Elite. You actually came at a good time because my phone froze up while I was speaking, and then I lost connection for a moment because we actually started on time this week. And then, like, we were having a great conversation, and then it
It went out.
froze. So you came at the perfect time. We're discussing friends with benefits and gender privileges, and the whole discussion came about because we were listening to Steve Harvey's Strawberry Letter this morning, and we felt kind of like it was a one-sided response.
Boy.
So it definitely triggered like a conversation between me and him about how men and women are held to different standards, and a lot of times, like, I mean, it sounds bad coming from me, but women are not held accountable when they mess up in relationships, like, sometimes. And
not sometimes.
like, but it's
a
always
lot.
like the man is sometimes responsible for the apology, even when the woman did something wrong. And then that was kind of the case in this specific instance.
And
so I'll let him get back. Yay! Okay, you came back. Y'all
also,
give this video a thumbs up, please. Thanks.
And it also, the link that I posted above is actually Strawberry Letter. Long story short, 2 friends were sleeping together, and the girl, while they were having sex, moans her.
Start from the beginning though, babe, because Miss Elite wasn't here.
So,
and then when he gets done, y'all gotta tell me one thing that you're thankful for, because that's not going away just because we're talking about relationships this week. But go ahead.
So basically, it was these 2 friends that have been sleeping together for about 6 months, and basically in them sleeping together, the girl, while they were having sex, moans her ex-boyfriend's name. The guy thinks nothing of it. He's just like, "Hey, I'm enjoying sex." They're good friends, and he's like, "Yo, I'm not finna mess up what we got going." So he don't say nothing. He don't acknowledge it. So from his letter, he says it happens again, and he's like, I'm not finna acknowledge nothing. I'm not finna say nothing because I'm not messing up this good thing. So it happens a third time, and when it happens a third time, he again goes, I'm not about to say anything. We got a good thing going. I'm not finna mess this up. And basically, she calls him out on not being upset about the fact that she messed up and moaned her ex boyfriend's name 3 times, and he's like,
She
"What?"
texted him.
Well, she
She
texted
texted
him,
him a couple hours later.
and basically, she's upset because he didn't say anything about it, and he's like, "Well, it's casual sex, so it's not something that I really need to say." So basically, it sounds like she got up right. So basically, it sounds like she got upset about it. The issue I had was with
Well, no. Yeah, tell what Steve Harvey
the issue
said.
that I had was with Steve Harvey because he basically says, well, you were being a vulture. You knew she was vulnerable after the relationship ended. So you was basically just being a vulture and trying to come in and comfort her, and you found your in some sex. Now she done did this, and basically instead of you giving a better response and saying you thought it was just casual sex, you didn't, which was dumb. And you should basically go back and apologize and say, well, hey, I'm really feeling you too, and yada yada yada. And I was 38 hot about it, and I'm texting Yoshi, and I'm like, this dude's a idiot. So I can't do this. Like,
sounds like she was imagining it was her ex.
right, and
she
that's
gave herself.
exactly
How
what
you
I
gonna
said.
blame him?
That's exactly what I said. But what my issue was is that sometimes not only do
So wait.
women,
I was just gonna say wait. I know. Well, look. Go ahead, because I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
not only do sometimes in situations women are not held accountable, it's guys that don't hold the women accountable. And guys, for Steve Harvey to be on his third marriage now, and we're saying,
Third
hey,
marriage. You shady.
no, I'm not. I'm being dead serious. Like,
Wait. Exactly, Miss Lee. That's what Steve Harvey said.
and that's what
Now
he
you're not
said.
saying everything.
Well, I'm about
Steve,
to.
no, you didn't.
I'm about to.
Steve
If
Harvey
you,
said that she did it on purpose to test him, and he failed.
but guess
And
what?
then he went on why she should apologize.
But guess
I
what?
agree, she was testing him. But go
After
ahead.
the first time, you don't have room to test. Because you made the first mistake. And now, not only did you realize you made the mistake once, you did it twice. So now it wasn't a mistake, it was a decision. So after that, you don't have no room to test. At that point, when you know you messed up, it's time for you to humble yourself and apologize. But because we got old guys like Steve Harvey who live in that happy life scenario, you don't end up holding that other person accountable. Now it's his fault. And the thing is, Steve Harvey's giving advice not only to men, but now you have women listening who are going to think that this is okay.
Okay. Please give this video a thumbs up. I got my thing on the backspace key. Okay.
Nah, Miss Elite, I can't agree with you right there. That's not all right.
Your hold on. Thankful for, because I will ask. Okay. So here's my thing. With that situation. I felt like Steve Harvey should have addressed the fact that he should have addressed the fact that she called out the wrong name. But at the same time, if he wanted more, I do feel like he should have addressed it.
I think he did address it.
No,
yes.
He did not address
yes,
it.
He did.
He ignored it. He said
no,
it.
he didn't. He addressed it. He just didn't address it in the way she liked. He said, I saw this as casual sex. Ergo, I'm not finna ruin this casual sex because my emotions are gonna get in the way of it. He's not having sex with emotions. He's having sex to have sex. Because you just got out of a relationship, and not only am I not gonna have sex with emotions, you've already messed up 3 times and showed me where your head and your heart is. So it don't make sense for me to sit up here and keep acknowledging stuff when you keep doing it. It's not a mistake. It's a decision.
Okay. I just felt like the conversation made me think of how sometimes, even when women make mistakes, they put it on the guy to fix. And with Steve as a male, he didn't really address the part where the woman should have done something. But I did agree to an extent when Steve said, so Steve had mentioned like you know, it bothered him, but he didn't say anything because he was trying to put on a facade like he did not care. And my whole thing is this: if you did not care, that's fine, but you must care enough because you wrote a letter to Steve Harvey.
But here's
to,
why.
to tell what happened and ask why your friend is not talking to you
Because
anymore.
at the end of the letter, he said she's not talking to me and she's upset. That's why he wrote in. Because what he's trying to figure out is where he messed up.
If he doesn't care anymore, why write the letter?
No. He didn't care about the sex. It was losing the friend because of what she did and him being blamed that he cared. He cared about the friendship. The sex, literally, as he said, was casual.
So if he cared about the friendship, when she got mad, why didn't he clarify that?
He did. You just don't like the clarity he gave you.
Why did he not clarify in that, I thought we were just having casual sex.
That's what he said.
Because you called me your ex's name. I didn't think you were feeling any other way towards me except friendship.
Guess what? That's not
What's
on him.
wrong with him saying, what was wrong with that?
Because the same thing you just said, it's not on him to pull that out of you. It's not his
responsibility.
responsibility.
I agree with Miss Elite. It's not about a responsibility. It's the same way that she should have said, I like you, instead of playing games. We having sex and I hope that it's something more. Is what she should have said. Instead of, oh, I'm gonna call him my ex's name and see if he gets mad. Because like I told you earlier, sometimes women do stupid things on purpose to test guys.
But you don't.
That was an effective way to do it. But that's what she chose to do.
Time out.
Both of them should have been more mature in the way they chose to communicate.
No. Here's the issue we're having. Both of them. He was mature.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Because if he masked how he really felt, because he didn't want to ruin the sex, part of that was selfish.
No, it's not.
If it bothered you that this woman called you another man's name,
it did not bother him. At no point in that letter did he say it bothered him.
How couldn't it though?
Because what did he say in the letter when we were listening to it? Because you're thinking as a woman and not as a guy. You're thinking as a woman.
As a woman, if you called me another woman's name, I don't give a damn if we was best fucking friends.
But guess
you finna get off of me now.
But guess what? You're thinking from a woman's perspective. As a guy, that is your friend. And as a guy, when you think of stuff as friends, the way you think of stuff as friends is, you know what? We're friends. And I trust you, and even though you made a mistake, I'm not going to blast you.
If you and I were friends, and we was just having sex because we was friends, you would be okay with me calling out my baby daddy name while we having sex?
No, but I also know that knowing you cannot address stuff the same way as two dudes will address each other. You cannot address a woman like that. And that's part of the problem. You can't address her like that. You see how she messed up and how she came back at him and how she's not speaking to him from a mistake she initially made. So he cannot come in there with that same energy.
Thank you.
He cannot come in there with that same energy and basically say, yo, by the way, what happened yesterday? You want to know why? Because now he sounds attacking. He did not take into sorry.
You get passionate.
He didn't take into consideration she might still have feelings. There's probably a conversation that was not had. However, she moved forward because hurt people, when you hurt and you get out of a relationship, everybody says get up under somebody else. She got up under.
It's a good distraction, y'all.
But she got up under.
Don't do it.
She got up under the closest person that she was probably next to as a guy who knew her, stuff that she had probably talked about with him, even though she had friend zoned him. Now it's beneficial for him to exit said friend zone for her to feel better and get over him and move on later. But because she started catching feelings during sex, now she's not moving on. And now that she made a mistake, why don't you care about me enough to correct me when I should be correcting myself and apologizing to you because we're friends? So now basically what you're saying is my feelings trump our friendship and I'm not going to hold myself accountable because I feel like this. But instead of him basically sitting up here and getting upset, she decided, you know what, I'm going to be upset for you because I'm putting you in this category. And now that you're in this category, you going to act right. And if you don't, we're going to slide all of this stuff to the side and I'll just move on without you because you are now in this category and you can't escape it. She messed up and put him there after she no longer wanted to. She moved him. He was friend zoned. He exits friend zone because she's ready for him to exit. He's fine where he is.
That's her fault, period.
Yeah, he's fine where he is.
That is a good question.
So where he is cool. I don't care because I know where this goes as far as two friends having sex. If I try to get the feeling her and she don't feel me, now it's really an issue because not only do I look like somebody who's ruining a friendship, now I look like a creep. because guys can't do certain things that women can do as far as emotions and finding a way to mess up a relationship. You don't have that luxury. You have to be chosen. You can't choose, especially if she don't want you. But what you can't do is not choose her when she wants you, because you're gonna mess up the entire flow of a friendship.
And that's why we're talking about friends with benefits and can y'all be friends after you've been intimate? And I say no. And I don't agree with everything you said. I agree with most of what you said, but y'all do get to choose the woman. Y'all are meant to pursue us. So
But
that's not true.
so here's in the way in society looks at it, yeah, you can, but there's a certain level that guys get to do certain stuff at that become you're borderline in a lot of stuff. The guy who's been friend zone only has so much room. You got about that much room as a guy in the friend zone. When she chooses you, you get however much room she gives you. You, and that's why even if you look at
my friends and I tell our husbands that we chose them.
Yeah, because even when you look at it biblically, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Never touch on the women on what the women found. You say he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You never touch on the other side. So essentially,
that's true though. You know what? You're right. You're right. Because I didn't look for you. You found me. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
No, don't be making don't be trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under the bus.
But that's a good point. Everything that I looked for did not work out. Everything, but with the things that gravitated to me did.
But there's a certain
good point.
Right, and there's a certain
we accept the chase. You're right, Miss Elite.
Right,
okay.
And the thing is, most guys, when guys decide that they're not chasing anymore, it becomes a problem. You don't get to be that problem child that don't accept the chase. Because we can be friends all day. There are certain emotions I'm just not giving you until I see that it's mutual. And you're starting to see a lot more guys get like that, to where, you know what, I'm not finna sit up here and get blasted on Instagram, get blasted on Facebook. I'm not doing all that. You're going to have to start showing some mutual affection before we move anywhere to that next stage. Because if I don't, what you'll do is still blast me on Instagram and flip it and say I'm out here being a male thought, and I got more leeway than you. Mm. So it's that societal gender rules that where men only have so much leeway amongst women. Amongst guys, hey, you can do whatever you want to until you get to a certain age. And once you get to a certain age, it becomes that happy wife, happy life. You only got so many years, which is why guys do what they do. You only got so many years before once you start settling down, you hit them rules that you don't get to break no more. So yeah, you're gonna pursue what you truly want. What you do not want, you're gonna leave alone. You're not going to explain yourself, because the starting to explain is not always the easiest thing, because we think differently when it comes to emotions and relationships. A guy can tell you what he thinks all day, but if you're thinking emotionally and he's thinking basically logically, I'm only using this and not this, we're going to have an issue, because we're thinking on two different wavelengths, and it's not going to connect.
That's a good point. All right, y'all. Let's take a break from this intense conversation. I would like y'all to tell me one thing that y'all are thankful for.
It's starting to do the same thing.